Can you talk a little bit to entrepreneurship and the mindset that's needed for that?
Sure. Well, I guess if we go to 40,000 feet, I would say over the years I've been very lucky. Could not have achieved those kind of numbers without great folks around me, partners and associates and colleagues. And you have to build a team. I'm a big believer in the fact that you figure out what you do best and try to do as much of that as you possibly can, and then find other people to help do the other things that are essential to get done, but that you don't necessarily have to be the one to do. I love to read a lot about successful people and entrepreneurs and how folks do things. And I really love the books written by Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan. One of them is Who Not How. And the general thesis of the book is that of all the things you do every day, probably 20% of those things make you most of your money. And that's what you should be spending as much time as possible doing. And then the other 80%, you should either delegate to other people or don't do it all. So I think when you're thinking about scaling and growing your business, you need the help of other people. Another one of Ben Hardy's books is Who Not How, saying that when you ask yourself, how am I going to get this done? You're asking the wrong question. It should be, who am I going to get to do this for me, is the right question. And so a lot of it is figuring out what you do best, trying to do as much of that as possible, and then delegating other tasks to other people that can do them more effectively and efficiently than you can.
Mhm.